Dog on the Pitch podcast, Euro 2020. This is the fourth in the series of shows that we're doing over the tournament. Okay, and just before we start, guys, just hang on a minute. I've just got to sort something out. Sorting this out, yeah?
I like it.
Just moving them Coke bottles. That's better.
He's worked on that, hasn't he? He's worked on
that. Well, guys' body's a temple, you know. Coca-Cola doesn't make
Listen, for anyone who's listening on the podcast, this is a St Austell's proper job real ale. I'm sure Roland would approve. I know he's a bit of a fan. But yeah, there we go. So as always, we're joined by the Dog on the Pitch panel, handpicked by UEFA. Well, most of them anyway. So we've got Mike and Dean. How are you doing, guys?
Not too bad.
Great, man.
All right.
All good.
Great stuff. So we're going to be doing a bit of a preview of the Germany game later on. But before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, do us a favour, hit that red subscribe button. Just do it now. Do it, because it helps others find the show and you're going to know when the next episode goes live. All right. So England, Czech Republic at Wembley on Tuesday. It was a better performance than the Scotland game, do we think?
For a half, maybe.
First half?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, the first half. You know, I'm into me fantasy football stuff. I keep banging on about it. But you know the XG. Have you ever heard this stat? XG. It's your expected goals.
Okay, right.
So the gauge, the value of your chances, the possession you've had, the opposition, and they give you a score of XG. You win 2-0. Usually your XG is about 2.1, something like that. England's in the second half was 0.00. They didn't do anything to warrant a goal in that half. But when you're winning, do you need to? I don't know. I'm torn. I'm torn on the pragmatism of it all. I don't know how I feel. What about you, Dean? You're not happy, are you?
And listen, they won the game and they got through and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But why is he starting football matches when he's clearly not even at the tournament? He's not even there. It's like, have you seen Space Jam, where the little aliens go to the basketball players and just drain the soul? It's as if that's happened to him.
Who's drained the soul then? Please say Joe Linton. I hope it's Joe Linton.
Man City have just bid 100 million for him. When at the tournament, I'm looking at him and I'm wishing that we took Danny Ings. I really am, because at least you get graft from Danny Ings. Do you know what I mean? This lad just isn't doing anything at this tournament, and he's the captain. I don't get this big shithousery move that managers seem to have, where when the captain's not playing well, they won't not start them, or oh no, he's still the captain and stuff like that. He's playing shit. And the only thing that can come from that is other players going, well, fucking hell, the captain's playing a bit shite, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's meant to be the captain. He's not even fucking doing nothing.
Yeah.
I see how you really feel.
I'm fuming about him. It's like, people go on about, oh, will Harry Kane make the Euros, and will he be fit for the Euros, and this, that, the other. Thank God that we never played the Euros last year. I'm fucking gutted we never played this tournament last year, you know, because at least that fucker wouldn't be playing.
He's gotta make you eat your words, man.
Yes. Strong words.
Listen, he's had a brilliant season at Tottenham. He scored plenty of goals and created loads of assists. But what is he doing at this tournament? There is no reason for that man to be at this tournament after 3 games. Do you know what? If you look at them 3 games, right, and that was a trial. You were given 3 games as a trial, and you had to pick 5 players out of the England team. Would he be one of them?
You'd have to say he hasn't played well in those 3 games.
Nah.
Shite, mate. He is shit.
So who would you bring in then, Dean?
Who plays ahead of him?
Fucking hell. No, honestly, I don't give a shit who else plays, just not him. Like, I'm looking at the bench and I'm thinking, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, fucking hell, I can't even say his name. He had a good season. Why is it? Give him a fucking chance. We were already through. And after half an hour, it was clear his fucking attitude hadn't changed. Why is he still on the pitch? Shite. He's fucking shite.
I don't like seeing how deep he comes, like trying to make the play and stuff. You don't know what he's been told. Like, we've been told to sit on a lead, haven't we? We're open for a little bit. try get the goal, and then no danger, lads. It's very Portugal. It's very Greece.
Yeah.
But aren't we striving for better than that? I might have ideas above the station here, but don't we want more than that? Aren't we capable of better than that? You know what I mean? It's a hard watch at the minute, but we're progressing through nicely. France have conceded 5 goals. We've conceded 0.
Yeah, I mean, that's the positive, isn't it? But I think that, like, going back to other tournaments, like our goal scoring talisman, they've always produced in the tournament, haven't they? If you go back to Lineker, I know Shearer was struggling, wasn't he, before Euro 96? And he always produced. Rooney, Beckham, you know, of course, they always come up with the goods, but it's a bit of an odd one, isn't it? And, you know, he's obviously not fit.
People are slating whenever they see Raheem Sterling on the team sheet. He's the only fucker who fucking scores. He's the only one who looks like he's capable of getting the ball in the net. Jack Grealish, by the way, Jack Grealish was brilliant. Got brought off after 55 minutes, an hour, something like that. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I have to say, in the second half, though, no one did anything in the second half.
He took the momentum out of the team, no lad. He took Jack Grealish on, and he was there. He was it. He was
the absolute nuts in that first half, like, no doubt about it.
Everything was going through him. And do you know what, mate? I've heard that he's linked with Man City. I understand that. He's doing it in a tournament. He's stepping up when it matters. He looks like £100 million player to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, go along with that.
What did we make of Saka? I thought he was decent.
Of what?
Saka.
Saka.
Saka. Wow.
Yeah.
Just receives the ball with a man at his back, but it doesn't matter. Before that guy can blink, he's behind him. He would just get it, turn it, and I've never seen anyone turn so tightly. It's just like a little flick, and he just nips past you. He's gone. It's funny though, because he's not a big name, though, is he? He's not a Sancho or a Rashford even. So, but
he's not
the back of that performance, do you start him?
Something he's got going in his favour is he's not expected to be doing anything. Yeah. He's got that in his favour. He's not a name. He's not a name yet where people are like, right, he's got to do something this tournament for us. He's got to perform today. So he's got that freedom to just go and enjoy himself, and that's what it looks like he's doing.
Yeah,
that's a pro, isn't it? That's a tick in the pro column. Having a lad like that, the free spirit.
Absolutely, and you know, and he was tracking back. He's industrious. He puts the work in as well. I know Arsenal fans have been speaking highly of him for a while. But yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely, maybe if not a start, he definitely should be featuring, I think, coming off the bench.
It's not a weakness, that area, though. Like, if he doesn't start, so what? Like Sancho does, you know, and fair enough, like for like. Against the Germans as well, they're shit scared of him. He's been terrorising them all season. It's got to be a shout to start him.
Yeah, well, there we go. We'll move on to previewing the German game a bit later on. But moving on to probably the more exciting matches that we've seen in the England games. What have you been watching, guys?
Well, to be fair, and I forgot about this, I've got some bad news. I've sacked off this tournament. And you know, it sounds like I haven't, but I definitely have. And it's all because of that Spain-Slovakia game. So hear me out. You know the game at 5-0 Spain?
Oh, yeah,
so,
I know it.
Dubravka, my beloved Newcastle goalkeeper, saves a penalty at 0-0. Brilliant, M-Dubs. Look at you, son. Show the world you're the best keeper in the Premier League. Fantastic. Well, apart from Martinez and maybe Schmeichel and De Gea and Henderson and the Man United keepers and Pickford.
Alisson.
Probably not Pickford, too far.
Get Alisson in there right now.
There's a few keepers there you mentioned, Mike. Yeah, go on.
But anyway, apart from them, best keeper in the Premier League. And then what does he do? Palms one into his own net. But that's not the reason that I hate football and life in general at the minute. So I'm out because that Spain game, I looked at the team sheet beforehand, and both the Torreses weren't starting. So we've got Ferran and we've got Pau Torres, right? Not on the team sheet, but they're on my team sheet in my fantasy football. So I think, hang on, I'm ahead of the game here. I'll take them out. I'm well ahead of me mates. They're all out on the hoy. They'll not be up the speed like me making these changes. I'll get loads of points. They both came off the bench and scored. And I'm sorry, but unless you're a fantasy footballer, you don't know a pain like that.
I am a fantasy footballer, and I feel that pain so
Oh,
badly.
mate.
Like, so badly.
I can't tell you how much the toys came out of the pram that day.
I
Watching
was-
them both score,
I
I
was
was
sat there.
absolutely raging.
I
And
was
then
sat
I'm like,
there.
oh well, it doesn't matter. I put 2 German lads in instead. They'll smash them tonight, clean sheets all day, man. I'm still laughing. I'm still laughing. So I was the only Englishman supporting Germany against Hungary. I couldn't even enjoy it when Hungary were winning. I'm either done with football, fantasy football, or life at the minute. It's all too much for us, and I'm very upset.
Well, if you think that's bad, at least you never took
is.
Ronaldo out and put Morata in.
Oh, you
Oh no.
didn't. That's rookie. That is
I'll give up.
ridiculous.
Mate, I give up. I looked at it and I thought, Ronaldo's coming up against France. I can't see him scoring today. But Morata's playing Slovakia. He misses a pen, Ronaldo scores 2, and I'm just sat there going, not for me.
Oh,
This.
man. So that's it. We're both done with football. He hates Harry Kane and Dream Team.
Yeah.
I hate Dream Team. It's coming home, and I'm not even going to notice. It's going to be horrible.
I'm the only Englishman who sat there going, I hope it comes home. But then at the back of my mind, I'm thinking, but that means a Scotsman wins me sweep. Barely do in Spain.
It's funny, fantasy football, how it skews. Like, usually you love it when the underdog wins. But when you're in fantasy football, you want the favourite to win because you're backing the favourite. So like, even tomorrow against Wales, I've got Denmark in that sweep. I might want the home nations to win. Like, I'm not one of them who's like, I hope they all lose. But no, tomorrow would be class if Denmark won. I mean, they're the neutral's choice anyway, probably now, aren't they? So I guess it's not just me. But yeah, it's a shame. It really skews your perspective, and it really halts your enjoyment of not just football, but life. So I don't recommend it.
It's mad because it makes you watch games that you wouldn't probably normally watch as well. When you
That's
get
the
to
plus
see
point.
that's the fun part of having a sweep, I think, because you wouldn't watch them games unless you knew something was going on that it benefited you some way, if that makes sense.
That's the huge plus point. Like, I'll tune into Brighton, Southampton in the Premier League. So I've got Brighton's keeper on a whim, and maybe it's Trossard. I'm gambling. And it's that part of it is fun. I'll give it that. All right, I'm back. It's coming home. I'll see it.
All right. So any
Start
packs?
up front.
Hey?
Just not if Harry Kane starts up front.
He definitely is. There's no doubt about it. Make your peace with it now.
You think he's got the balls to drop him?
I just don't understand how much I'm annoyed with him. Like,
Is he? Hang on. Is he getting a
it
hard
anno-
deal? Mourinho made the point. He said,
annoys me
think of the
more.
chances he's missed. What crosses have come in for him? Where's the through balls he's feeding off?
Well,
Like-
all right. You're saying where's the chances? Where's the crosses coming in? Name one time Raheem Sterling's been on the touchline or like fucking got into the box and Harry Kane's been in the box. He's dropping 15 yards every game.
Which will
Every
suit Man
game.
City, but not England.
Yeah. It'll suit Tottenham, but it won't suit England. You need some. I have this problem with Liverpool as well. Like Bobby Firmino was one of the most talented players, but he's not a forward, and he's got no competition to challenge him for the forward space. So, right, he'll graft and he'll win the ball back, and he'll do these little things, and he opens up play for Salah and Mane. But at the end of the day, he's your forward. He is your forward. He should be the one scoring your 20 goals plus, and he doesn't do it. And that annoys me because I know how good of a player he is, but he's just not a forward. And that's what I hate about Liverpool at the minute. Go out and buy someone who's going to score your goals and put a little bit of competition in the team. This lad's getting challenged by Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and he's not getting a minute. Danny Ings is a hell of a player. Gets overlooked for this kind of effort. If Danny Ings played any of them games, I guarantee you now, every time a player would be breaking into the box, Ings would be there in the 6-yard box.
Ings is underrated. I think it's his injuries. He is good, man.
I was gutted when he left Liverpool. I was so gutted when he left Liverpool because I knew how much of a good player he was.
He's proved it at Southampton. He really has. Again, I hate to bring it back with fantasy football. Like, you keep an eye on the strikers and the stats and stuff. When he plays, he scores. When he plays, he scores.
If I'm Man City and I'm bidding 100 million for Kane and 100 million for Grealish, I'd be going, actually, 100 million for Grealish, 50 million for Danny Ings. Let's go and get a third player.
Right.
That's just me, no, sorry. I've had to let it out, lad, because I've held this in for days now.
I feel like it's important. You haven't got any pets you're going to kick, have you, or anything like this? This is going to help them.
A dog, but he's been walked about 100 times, just out of fuming. He's like, "Ah."
During the matches. Oh, well.
Don't we think, because like kind of tactically now, it's a different game now to it was in the days of your kind of your big number 9, your Alan Shearers. A lot of teams play with a false 9 now, don't they?
Yeah.
So is it getting to a situation where players like Harry Kane, up your kind of goal scoring striker, isn't as important?
They're definitely important.
There's an argument, isn't it? Because like the Salah, Mane, you say who's your forward? Salah and Mane. Oh God, I'm such a nerd. I keep bringing it back to this. They're midfielders in fantasy football, and Firmino's your forward. Well, how ridiculous is that? Like, watching the game, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Maybe England are doing the same. Like Kane is dropping, picking it from defenders I saw once, and then you've got Sterling off the shoulder, and potentially Sancho, Saka, Rashford, whoever it might be. Like, are they not the actual threat? Is he bringing defenders out and make space in behind? Like, I get it, but he's not the focus point of our attacks. He's like almost a link-up man. I don't like it.
If you've been a centre half that's come up against England in this tournament, all right, the other teams haven't scored and we beat 2 of them 1-0. But if you're the centre halves in this tournament that have come up against Harry Kane and he's dropped 10 yards and left you alone all game, you're like, thank fuck for that. And fuck, he isn't running into the box and putting himself in positions where I'm going to be scared. Do you know what I mean? And
that's a good point. But then, is that not Sterling's job now? Saka's?
It shouldn't be. It's so frustrating.
He's Firmino. He's Bobby Firmino. I think you hate Bobby
Harry
Firmino.
Kane. Yeah, but Harry Kane is a striker. He's a forward. You've got Harry Kane, possibly one of the most deadliest forwards in the game, and you're not putting him. If this is coming from Southgate, where he's saying, like, you drop so Sterling and Saka can get him behind, why?
That's Harry what it comes to me. It's instructions. We're being so pragmatic. We're not even attacking. With our fantastic attacking players, I get it in the knockout stages. But couldn't we put a marker down against the Czech Republic and Scotland? Croatia too. Couldn't we have gone out and beaten them 3-1, 4-1, 4-2? And everyone will go away. They look like they can score. Instead of like, no, she's done. Oh, no, she's come back.
Instead of looking like a team that other teams would be like, actually, I wouldn't mind coming up against them.
Yeah, Germany have been poor, but they'll not be scared of us.
No chance.
So let's move on. Let's talk about the Germany game on Tuesday night. So we're facing a team who kind of struggled really into the knockout stages. They got beat by France. It was the game where they convinced a little bit was the 4-2 win against Portugal, but there was 2 own goals in that one, wasn't there?
Forced, like I think at least a couple of them were forced.
Yeah, and then there was, of course, the draw with Hungary. So they've conceded 5 goals, England none. They too struggling in the final third. What do we think? I mean, how do we think it's going to pan out?
Honestly, I mean, I hope for the 1-0 comfortable win, just like the professional job that they would do on us in the past. But I can't see it. There's drama coming, isn't there? I feel like it might end in tears.
One of 3 ways this will go. It'll either be everything I've just said about Harry Kane will just bounce back and hit me in the face, and he'll go and bang a hat-trick against Germany. Which I hope I am put in my place. Or it'll go to penalties and we'll go out. Or Timo Werner will just have the most fantastic game and resurrect his career, and Real Madrid will go on to buy him for 120 million.
I talk about missing sitters. Like, I've been following him in the Premiership. There's a compilation highlight reel of the sitters he missed, and just for the sheer mockery he's got this season, I'm just terrified he's going to score a hat-trick. I really am.
I've never known a player to have such a bad season and still win the Champions League.
Yeah, and his stats are good. He scored double figures, assisted double figures, but you watch him against Newcastle. I can't remember the result actually, but I remember I was very, very grateful that he missed chance after chance after chance, because he got chance after chance after chance, but he spurned chance after chance after chance. He's hilarious to watch. So that's why I think Schadenfreude, German word, typical. I've enjoyed it all year. His failures. He's going to torture. He's going to torture her at the weekend, Tuesday even. I'm terrified. But what I'm scared anyway, the game's going to be amazing. You know you're going to watch it. You know you're going to kick every ball. You know you're going to remember Gaza's toenail and Darren Anderton hitting the post. It's just guaranteed drama. Guaranteed. Can't wait.
The player who I'm most fear in Germany at the minute, that Kai Havertz, is it?
Yeah.
That is his name, Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
He's looked like he's coming to life, mate. He looks like
Clever, smart, confident now. Won the Champions League. Scored last game.
He's balling. That's the word. He's balling.
He is. He is. I'm a bit of a nerd, but he's balling.
So what do we think for score predictions, guys?
Oh man. Well, I played it on Prevo earlier, and it was 6-0 England, so I'll go 6-0 England.
I'm gonna go with 2-2. I reckon it'll go to pens.
2-0 England for Syria.
2-0
England.
I'm not even going to say who's going to win the penalty shootout because I'm not putting pressure on the lads.
You've done your bit. If we go through on penalties, we'll thank you for that.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I'm going to go for another 0-0.
Oh, I can't take that.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, I just don't want to say what's going to happen after that because yeah, we definitely we got unfinished business, haven't we? In the big tournaments. It's at Wembley.
Would you? Aren't we? 1990, 1996. I still count the 4-1, 2004, because that Lampard goal to make it 2-2, I don't care what they say. I know they won 4-1. 2-2 is a different game.
Yeah.
So I'm still raging about that, to be honest.
Oh, that was the goal line. That was before VAR, wasn't it? Or did they didn't have VAR?
No, it was before. It was before. It's what prompted it, really, because we booted off and we're like, how, where?
There's a German song. There's a song that the German fans sing to about that goal.
I'm not going to like this, am I?
Did the ball go in? I can't. Obviously, I can't sing it in German. I don't know the words, but it's did the ball go in? Did the ball go out? In, out, in, out. The England went out, something like that. You might have won the war, but Germany went through, or something like that. It is. Well, I read this morning that experts have put all the remaining teams into some sort of machine that predicts who's going to win, and England reached the final only to lose to France. So you know what that means, lads? You know what that means? Both of them teams will go out in this next round.
I was going to say. Well, bring it on. Can't wait. Bring it on. All these other matches. England, Germany, Tuesday. Come on.
Yes, the boys. Go on then. I'll see you again next week.
All right.
Yeah, always a pleasure.